Let's get scratching. Let's get scratching. Let's get scratching.
We had night one last night. Now it's time for night number 2 here tonight. From the virtual Five Flag Speedway in Pensacola, Florida, for the second annual Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care here from the Five Flag Speedway. Hope everybody is having a great night. I am your host, Cody Deemers. Once again, everybody that was supposed to be here, I don't know where they're at, so we're going to go with the show and run with it, and who comes does, and who doesn't doesn't, because we don't know who's going to make it. Great night of racing last night. We had an excellent sportsman race. Couldn't have asked for no better. It come down to almost basically a last lap pass for the win by the 24 machine. So definitely a really, really good race. It was definitely a really, really good race, and going to be an exciting one here tonight. We got LCQs. We got the modifieds, the Mayhem for 75 laps. We got the Snowball Derby, or not the Snowball Derby, the Snowflake 125, all coming up here tonight. And it's always a good time here when we come for the Snowball Derby. You can't ask for nothing no better. It always is put on an exciting show. I mean, the LCQs are exciting. The 3 races we had last night, we seen, an exciting sportsman race. We seen a pro truck race that was okay. We seen an exciting mini stock race. Just numbers and numbers and numbers of things. I mean, we're going to see 10 cars in the pro heat or pro LCQ. We're going to see 14 cars in the Supers LCQ. So taking the top 4 from both to put our 30 starting cars for both races. So always fun, always exciting. So taking a look at what's coming up here on Elevated TV. Of course, we got the second annual Snowball Derby going on tomorrow. Tomorrow night being the final night. Then next Sunday on the 28th, we got the second annual Christmas Clash at Langley. Then on January 8th or so, we have a Rolling Thunder Nashville Fairgrounds for the honky tonkin' Twin 25s for the Legend Division on the Nashville Mini. So that's all coming up here soon. Then we got the New Year's Bash coming up. Just a number of things that are coming up here on the Elevated TV platform. As far as we reach into the new year. So definitely going to be some exciting things coming to you, and some exciting things that are going to happen. So again, we appreciate everybody that is tuned in on Elevated TV YouTube page and the Facebook page live on Cody Deemers. So it's going to be a great night. We're giving just a few more minutes. Wesley Outland just texted me and said that he will be here in just a minute. So we're going to try to get him. We were hoping our buddy Trucker, which is John Riddle, we were hoping he can make it, but he is MIA right now. He is missing in action. So we do not know where he is at. So probably be just me and Wesley again tonight. Well, at least me, but hopefully it'll be me and Wesley. So always fun working with Wesley Outland. We done the races last year, and we had a blast doing it. Crazy thing is Casey Johnson won the Snowflake 125 last year, and I don't think he's in it this year. So that's gonna be interesting to see if he's even gonna make the race here tonight. I mean, I don't even know if he's even in the race. So there's a bunch of different things there, and that we got to figure out with that. So again, gonna be very, very, very interesting to say the least, to see who is going to make the show tonight. Remember, we got a 50 lap Super LCQ, we got a 50 lap Pro LCQ, we got the 75 laps of Modifieds of Mayhem, we got the 125 laps Snowflake 125 coming at you all tonight. It's going to be exciting, taking the top 4 from both LCQs to put our 30 starting cars. So we're going to get the lineup set here for the Snowflake. So we're going to get the first LCQ underway for the Snowflake 125 coming up here later tonight. So these guys, they got to race for the top 4 of these guys make it in, but they also got to come back later and jump in there and try to get their way from the front to the back. So definitely going to be interesting as you start to see the cars load in there. Looks like everybody is loaded in. So let's give you your LCQ for the Snowflake 125. Starting now, it's going to be Aiden Potter and Dustin Smith on row 1 there, the 68 and the 33. Jet Nolan and the 46 machine of Cole Williams will be starting on the outside there. In row number 2. Row 3 is going to be Albert Francis and Hayden Pimble in the number 55. That's going to be your row 3. Row number 4, Jarrett Butcher in that number 54. Battle of the 54s here on row number 4. Matt Craig, he's in that number 54. You'll see him later on as well in the Snowball Derby as well, as he's running both divisions. So he'll be in that 54, trying to race his way in, starting in the 8th position. And your final 2 cars for the LCQ for your pros is going to be Spencer Davis and the 26 machine of Bubba Pollard. So, before we get things started, we're going to go downstairs and have our invocation and our national anthem.
Dear God, as we are gathered here this evening to celebrate these gentlemen, shake and bake like Ricky Bobby, help us to remember we also have a race that we must run. Help us to also shake and bake. Stress, some days depressed. Help us to remember we are blessed, we must shake and bake. Heartache, heartbreak, you have used it all for our breakthrough. Help us to shake and bake. And on the days where it's hard to get up out of bed, help us to remember those famous and faithful words. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. For your glory, by your grace. In Jesus' name I pray, and all of God's children said, amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.
Welcome back here to the Five Flags Speedway for the second annual Snowball Derby. I am your host, Cody Demers, and I'll be bringing you all the action here tonight with Wesley Outland joining me here in just a few minutes. And he had to go get him some food. He had to go get him some White Swan. I don't know if you know what White Swan barbecue is, but Wesley Outland will probably explain it to you when he gets in here. So, going to be exciting, guys. But we're going to get the field fired up here and get the LCQ going here for the first race of the night. There you hear them pros firing up here. Aiden Potter, Dustin Smith, Jet Nolan, and Cole Williams, your top four so far. Going to get one lap here to get some heat in the tires as they work through the 1 and 2. And remember, the top 4 out of the 10 advance here in this one. Who is going to make the LCQ? Who is going to make the show later on tonight for the Snowflake 125 here at Five Flags? My pick, Albert Francis. I'm hoping he can make it in. Hoping he can win the LCQ, but I'm hoping he can make it in. Remember, this is just to make the race. This is not where you start. This is just to make the feature race later on tonight. Field rolling down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Hands of Aiden Potter, Dustin Smith. They work off turn number 4. We are racing for 50 laps. Five Flags. And it looks like Dustin Smith is going to clear. Whoa! Nico Williams in the outside retaining wall. Somebody way up the racetrack. Yeah, straight away they go. Oh, baby Jet Nolan pushing up Francis. Albert Francis trying to make something work down the back straightaway, side by side with the 50 of Jet Nolan. Whoa, Jet Nolan pushing up into the 33 machine there. They work down the back front straightaway once again. Here comes Craig. Craig in the mix. Nolan. Not Craig. Francis. Transfer down the back straightaway. Albert Francis trying to make the outside work. Here comes that number 54, JRC3, number 54 of Matt Craig. He is a College Tour champion in that number 54. Here comes Spencer Davis, a Truck Series veteran in the number 56. He's trying to crack his way into it. Francis still holding on the outside. This is your pros. Pro LCQ right here. Francis is going to have it at the line there. 7 of 50 laps. For your race lead, he knows though. Smith. Nolan. Craig. Francis trying to keep up with him. Francis is going to tuck back in. He's going to try to go to the outside of the 54. Down 1 and 2. Down side by side. They go behind them. You got Pitbull. You got Butcher. You got Davis. Whoa, Francis way up the racetrack. We're going almost down the front straightaway. Francis getting freight train on the outside in that 33, way up the racetrack. Cuts back, almost shoots out, takes out the 55 of Pentland. Francis trying to get back in the room. There comes that 26 machine from starting dead last. He's worked his way up 2 positions, working on 3. Can Davis go catch Craig? The battle for the transfer. There you go. There's your 4th place man right there. But the lead back 3 battles, 3 cars. Smith, Potter, Nolan. 3 race lead, and they were down into 1. Through turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Potter on the outside. Here comes the 50. Nolan to the inside. Nolan side by side with the 68. The 68 up on the outside. Here comes Potter. Potter making the outside work. Down the back straightaway. Side by side into turn number 3. Potter trying to make something work. Trying to get some grip. Pushes up, shoves up. That's going to open the door up for Nolan. Nolan back to the inside. Passes the 68 of Potter. Potter there. Nolan trying to roll back in Smith. Here comes Craig though. Matt Craig trying to work his way back into the picture. Spencer Davis, though, has caught Matt Craig. Here comes Matt Craig. Spencer Davis working, drafting, to the front they go. Trying to get back to the back bumper of Nolan. Nolan there, Potter on the outside, 18 laps to 50, 31 laps to go, 32, excuse me. Here comes Potter, dives it off in there. Nolan's gonna push up, that's gonna push Potter up the racetrack. Matt Craig now in the mix. Spencer Davis in the mix, forward car, battle for second, third, and 4th. Put 5th in the battle as well. Davis is there. Craig, Potter, Nolan, all side by side. Closing in on halfway here in the first LCQ. The first and only LCQ for the pros. Craig, now the man on the bubble. The 54 machine. Can he reel in Potter? Here comes Pentland. Dives it off in there. Francis way up the racetrack. Something just off on that number 33. He struggled in qualifying, and now he is still just cannot get the handling on that race car. Spencer Davis, though, trying to reel in that number 54 of Matt Craig. Second though, heating up again. Potter Nolan. Dustin Smith though has checked out. He is cruising. Here comes Potter though to the outside in 1 and 2. Halfway down, halfway to go. 25 down, 25 to go. Next time by. Wesley Outland has joined the finish of LCQ number 1. How are you doing tonight, Mr. Wesley Outland?
It's always fun to be able to work with Elevated TV, and it's Derby time again. The Snowflake 125 last chance qualifier continues on. Dustin Smith, Aiden Potter, Jed Nolan, Spencer Davis, those transfer spots that are up for grabs for everyone else on back, like Matt Craig and Hayden Plybond. They're fighting for every position they can to try to be in the top 4 as we're in the second half of the only last chance qualifier for the pro late models here at the Snowflake.
Yeah, Aiden Potter finally getting around Jet Nolan there. He struggled, man. Nolan was tight through the center, pushing up, and Potter would have to check up with that. And if not, it was just pushing Potter up the racetrack. So great job there by that 68 of just being patient, biding his time, and now he's got to go chase down Dustin Smith to see if he can win this LCQ.
Yeah, solid run right now for that man as we continue to watch what he'll do, closing in on the lap number 30 of the race next time by. And for the most part, again, if you're on the outside looking in, a 4th, 5th place on back, you better go now. It's time to show 20 to go, and you better start showing the strengths you've got. Right now, it has been all Smith in that 33, leading the way right now as we are in the final home stretch of the qualifier.
Yeah, Dustin, right here, the Matt Craig in the 54, Spencer Davis in that 96. This was the battle for the transfer. Davis in, Matt Craig looking in, trying to get around Spencer Davis as he tucks to the outside here in 1 and 2. And Matt Craig started deeper in the field than he probably liked and struggled yesterday in qualifying and got some things figured out. It looks like he's got a little long run car, but still got to get around that 96 or he is going home on the trailer.
Yeah, right now just kind of watching the way that he works his way around the racetrack patiently. Watching Smith continue to hold on to the spot. There's Davis, but Matt Craig is getting closer and closer in that number 54 machine. The man out of Concord, North Carolina. A Cars Super Late Model and Late Model Stock champion of the past. Right now, there goes Matt Craig. Just waiting patiently, if you will. 15 to go at the line. And you see him toying with Davis for that 3rd and that transfer spot correction for 4th. Spencer Davis, never count out that Georgia driver. He knows what he's doing. It's North Carolina and Georgia going at it on the virtual sim with 15 to go here in the Snowflake.
Yeah, they're definitely battling out as we ride on board here with Matt Craig in that number 54, working his way, trying to get into that transfer spot. He had it a while ago, Wesley Outland, but just struggled to hold on to it. Davis just had the better running car there on the inside and got Craig on the outside. And, you know, last night we seen the outside line was where you wanted to be. We seen every pass that was made last night was made on the outside. Tonight, we're not seeing that. We're seeing the bottom is the preferred line. So the track has definitely changed, whether it be the rubber on the track, whether it be something different with the car or the tires or what. But it's wild how last night the outside line was where you want to be, and tonight the bottom is.
Definitely a lot of changes, if you will, that have taken place and making some different scenarios than what we had planned to. By the way, thanks for listening on the Community Radio Network as well. We are live on CRN and Elevated Television with coverage of Night 2 of the Snowball Derby, presented by Zach's Lawn Care. The Snowflake, the main focus tonight, the big race tomorrow. And don't forget, CRN has coverage of that tomorrow night, beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. 10 to go here in preliminary Saturday at the Derby in the virtual world. And right now, it is still Dustin Smith leading the way, half a second over Aiden Potter. Jet Nolan right there in the 50, and Spencer Davis still ahead of Matt Craig as they come to 8 to go at the line.
Yeah, Matt Craig looks like he is kind of given up almost, like, you know, and you know, you don't ever want to think a driver has given up, but looks like he's just kind of set, you know. In these 3 guys, we look at the last lap times. I mean, you got Spencer Davis with the 16.52, Matt Craig with the 16.51. I mean, these guys are tit for tat, and it's hard to go anywhere when you're so tight on times. I mean, it's kind of hard to gain a little bit or lose a little bit.
Yep. Right now, continuing to see Dustin Smith over Aiden Potter. Jet Nolan, Davis, there's the transfer. If you keep an eye on the 4 cars, those are the ones that will go in to the Snowflake 125 later tonight. All the while, Smith works the back straightaway. He's clearly out in front. There he is, but he's got Potter now right on his back door. 5 laps to go, make it 4 to go. It is about 2 miles left here at Five Flags Speedway.
And Dustin Smith, Potter qualified on the pole. Smith was on the outside pole, and Smith got a great jump on that outside on that start and checked out. But Potter has reeled him in. 3 to go, and it is anybody's game right here between these top 2.
Five Flags Speedway in the panhandle of Florida on the iRacing sim, and right now it is the site of the first preliminary for Saturday. Half mile, 15 degrees of banking into the corners, 9 degrees on the straightaway, and here comes Potter on the inside. Makes this move on Smith as they come to the W Energy, 1 to go. Final lap here in the last chance qualifier for the Snowflake 125 later tonight. Potter waited patiently on getting around Dustin Smith at the right time. Aiden Potter locks himself into the Snowflake 125. Meanwhile, transfer spot up for grabs. Give it to Jet Nolan and Spencer Davis holding off Matt Craig, and even Washington's Hayden Plybon at the checkered flag at the end of 50 laps.
Yeah, great finish there with these 2 cars as we see the top 4 going to the feature there. And that transfer spot Wesley Outlet got a little crazy there at the end too. I mean, they were side by side coming across the line. So great job though by Potter. He laid away and he ran Dustin Smith back down from almost a 2-second lead and won this thing. So either he figured something out from qualifying, or he has just got a good car here tonight.
How about some other names that are not going to make it in the virtual Snowball Derby Snowflake 125? That is obviously Matt Craig, Hayden Plybon, as I mentioned, and even Bubba Pollard finishing in the 9th position. The man from Sonoy, Georgia, just could not find the power he needed to try to climb there, Cody.
Yeah, and you got Albert Francis, won at Winchester this year. Won that big Winchester rifle. I mean, he's not making it in here. So, I mean, a lot of really big names that have won some big races not making it into the show.
Well, here's the results of the Snowflake Last Chance Qualifier as it'll pop up on the screen. Top 4 transferred in, as we forementioned. It is Aiden Potter getting around Dustin Smith, coming to the W Energy, 1 to go off turn 4 to take the checkered flag on the Last Chance Qualifier. He will join Dustin Smith, Jet Nolan, and Spencer Davis as the 4 drivers that will transfer in to the Snowflake 125, part of the iRacing Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care for preliminary Saturday. Matt Craig, Hayden Plybon, Cole Williams, Albert Francis, as you mentioned, the Winchester 400 Pro Late Model winner, Bubba Pollard, Jarrett Butcher, all drivers that are going home. We will not see them in the Pro Late Model ranks for the remainder of the night.
Yeah, and I actually didn't show it earlier, but we're going to show it real quick. This is what's all on tap tonight. Here's your look at your race information. As you just seen, we had the Pro LCQ. You got a Super LCQ. And personally, I'm excited for that one, Wesley Outland. I like the Supers. We got 14 Supers in the LCQ, only taking the top 4. So you got 4 more cars added to this LCQ, and you're still only taking that 4 cars. And then my favorite cars, the 75-lap modifieds of Mayhem. That's going to be coming up. You got the Snowflake 125, and none of these guys get tires. There's no fast repairs, and you got a 50, a 50, a 75, and 125-lap features. I mean, you got a big night of racing here tonight.
Well, we're in virtual Pensacola. We are getting ready for the Super Late Model last chance qualifier to make your way into tomorrow night's Iracing Snowball Derby, presented by Zach's Lawn Care. We step away from Five Flags. We're back in just a moment on Iracing. Stay with us. Elevated TV, CRN coverage returns after the break.
Shady Bowl Speedway is the premier asphalt track in Ohio. This year's schedule makes that absolutely indisputable. Which drivers will prevail in 2017? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Shady Bowl Speedway.
Indiana is known as the racing state. Well, here we are at Winchester Speedway in Randolph County, the fastest half mile in the world. In 1914, there was an amusement park on these grounds, and folks started using the parking lot as a racetrack. Today we're visiting with owner Charlie Shaw. The track normally hosts about 8 events a year, including USAC sprint races, CRA races, and is a stop on the ARCA Tour. Their signature event is the Winchester 400, held each October.
Kind of go through this with some of the people that have been out here, some of the race car drivers that you've had, local people perhaps.
Well, starting way back where Shaw raced here with the original founder of this track. And then it comes down through A.J. Foyt and Parnelli Jones, Mario Andretti. In more recent years, we had guys like Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon and Ryan Newman. So there's been a lot of them here.
This is one of the oldest tracks in the U.S. The grounds can accommodate about 5,000 screaming fans, but the real story is in the 34-degree banking that makes this track so quick.
34 degrees is how steep it is at the steepest place. So you can go about 45 mile an hour faster than you could on a flat track. But actually you can gain more than that because that centrifugal force also makes downforce as you come into there because you're trying to go straight on and the bank's coming up and it just presses you down into the banking even more.
Charlie thought we might be interested in giving the kids a lesson in how to make a car fly. So he offered to take me and our cameraman, Greg Williams, for a little ride.
Because like centrifugal's trying to push us out, but that's when the bank is pushing the nose down, right?
Pushing us down, so we just get about a neutral situation at that speed.
Nice.
Now, we're going 55 miles an hour, and the track record is 134 miles an hour, so if you can imagine now.
Almost 3 times the speed.
Fans looking for a thrill ride have come to the right place. The track is so intimate, you're really able to get up close and personal with the drivers and the race. So bring out the family and show them what racing's all about. You're in for quite a ride.
I was jokingly telling Cody Deemers during our radio and TV timeout that I've announced and been at both Shady Bowl Speedway, the track that looks like a Pringles potato chip out in the middle of nowhere, and of course, Ohio, and obviously, in addition to that, the Winchester Speedway, Winchester, Indiana. Welcome back to our coverage of the Snowball Derby, presented by Zach's Lawn Care on the virtual world, Elevated TV and CRN. I'm Wesley Outland, Cody Deemers alongside, and we now get you ready for the final opportunity to make it in to the Snowball Derby tomorrow. Here's the starting lineup for the last chance qualifier. The Cooks of Motorsports number 21, the man from Highlands, Texas, won this race last year. He's in a last chance qualifier tonight. Caden Honeycutt on the pole. Jacob Gomes to the outside in that number 16 machine. Rowing to row 2, Billy Van Meter, one of the ARCA CRA Super Series competitors from Indiana. And to the outside, Dustin Smith. You saw him transfer in the pro. Now he's in the Super in the last chance qualifier, starting fourth. Row number 3, Buddy Shepard and Georgia's Jake Garcia. Ready to see what he'll do, a former Blizzard Series champion. Derek Griffith from up in Maine, or New Hampshire actually, and Dawson Sutton, the pride out of Tennessee, the winner of the All-American 400. Row number 4, row 5, Kyle Busch. There he is in one of the Flow Racing number 51 Lucas Oil entries, a 2-time winner from Las Vegas, and his inside Concord, North Carolina, Matt Craig. He misses opportunity to make it in for the Snowflake tonight. He's got one more shot to make it for the Snowball. On the inside of row number 6, Casey Roderick, the pride out of Georgia, and to the outside, Carson Brown, and the, of course, Anthony Campy Racing Chevrolet number 81. Moving on to row number 7 in the back, Bubba Pollard in the number 26 machine. Hudson Bolger will be shotgun in the number 17. By the way, Casey Roderick, first time back at the Derby in almost, I think, 5 years, I think they were talking about. It's been a while since he's ran this year. He competed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the field is rolling. Preliminary laps will go. There will be one last chance qualifier for the super late models as well. The top 4. Am I right, Cody? They're going to the dance. Top 4, that's it.
Yep, 14 cars on this one. We got 4 more cars than what we had in the pro race, and the top 4 make it into the feature. That's 30 cars going to make it in the big dance. 30 cars.
That'll be 30 cars for the pro late models, 30 cars for the super late models, as well as 26 locked in from qualifying. Here they come. Pace car is in. Well, never mind. Gonna give them one more lap.
How's your white swan?
I thought they were gonna. Yeah, I thought they were gonna. I haven't ate it yet, believe it or not. I took a little bite of potatoes and a sip of Coke, but I haven't took a bite out of my barbecue yet, so probably save the chicken for after. Maybe during that 10-minute intermission, I might eat a chicken leg or 2. All right, Honeycutt and Gomes. Cody's from North Carolina. He knows about white swan chicken and barbecue. I'm just saying, you know. So
yeah, it's tit for tat with Smithfield's. I don't know though.
Smithfield's is good as well. White Swan. Always think the world of Mr. Linwood Parker and White Swan. Parker's barbecue is pretty good in Wilson too. So we go green. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snowball Derby. Last chance qualifier. Get a chance. You get a chance. Check your messenger, Cody, in Discord. I sent you something. I want to see if you can catch it. Back straightaway now in turn number 3. It's Honeycutt down to the inside. He leads the way. Gomes back there. And that second position. Look at this 4-car tangent going at it. That position on the transfer spot. Shepard, Van Meter, Smith and Griffith going at it hot and heavy. Griffith on the inside. Here comes DG3.
We got that fixed for Mr. West Rattler.
I don't know if anybody noticed it like I did. I'm sorry.
It didn't look right to me anyway. Shepard on the outside, that Ronnie Wilson racing number 22. He was working on the outside lane. And now, Leslie, we're starting to see the outside lane. Well, I spoke too soon to both. Shepard tucks back in and does not propel, but here comes Smith. Sitting, working his way in the pro race. He's trying to do that just here in the super race.
Yeah, valiantly just staying in that position. Right now, Honeycutt, Gomes, Van Meter, Shepard will all transfer. As right now, look at Derek Griffith. DG12, as I call him. And that ECM number 12. The pride out of New Hampshire, down to the inside, tries to make a move on the driver, Dustin Smith, with a great battle going on there, side by side as they work through 3 and 4.
Working off a turn number 4, side by side there. On the driver of the number 12 machine. There you see it out there right front. There you can just see that 33 trying to make something work there. In that number 33 of Dustin Smith. Look out back there. You see him battling it out, duking it out. Griffin in that 5th position trying to make his way in one spot. Out in that number 12 machine. Buddy Shepard on the bubble.
Eric Griffith. A very accomplished young man. American professional stock car driver. You've known him in the super late model world. He also competes part-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series as well. Such a talented young man indeed. Oh, I think we lost Cody.
Did you lose me?
Man, I don't know what happened. I went from like 33 MS to like 5,000 MS on my ping on Discord. I don't know in the world that was about. I'm back with you though, but I was talking about Derek Griffith, and obviously a part-time competitor in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Big races, big super late model, pro late model races, he's there. A talented young man from New Hampshire, currently sitting on the outside looking in, trying to fight for that transfer spot with Shepard and Smith and all this going on. Look at this right there, this tussle, this momentum going at it. That is 5th place, trying to get to Shepard, and they're on the outside looking in still.
Yeah, they're Smith trying to go chase down Buddy Shepard here in that 22 machine. Shepard, look back here, Pollard, Sutton, Craig. 3 really, really big names, Lester Outland. Not even close to making it in.
Aiden Honeycutt right now continuing to lead the way. He won the Snowball Derby last year. He won in the modifieds as well. He won in, I think he won 3 out of the feature races at the Snowball Derby in 2024. Right now, in that Cook Motorsports entry number 21, he continues to stay out in front, leading the way.
And I was looking, Leslie Outland, in our inaugural Snowball Derby last year, we seen David Hall and the Hardee's machine win the race, and Casey Johnson won the Snowflake 100. So I don't think neither one of them is entered in either one of the races. So looking like we're going to have 2 new winners this year. And the crazy part about it even more is Caden Honeycutt last year had to race his way through an LCQ to make the Snowball Derby and made it. Guess what he's doing this year? He's having to race his way through an LCQ in our inaugural Snowball Derby to make the Snowball Derby.
Yeah, so currently right now, just kind of, if you will, we know that last year's winners, I remember that Hardee's car. It reminded me a lot of Days of Thunder and Russ Wheeler. And obviously David Hall, the fireman, winning that one. And then, of course, in regards to that, also Casey Johnson, he's not even in the lineup this year. As right now, Caden Honeycutt, right out of Willow Park, Texas, leads the way, the 22-year-old. In addition to running in the super late models, pro late models when he can for the big shows, like the Snowball Derby, he also competes full-time in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series national level, driving for TRD and Tricon Garage. And right now, he is the leader over Jacob Gomes and Billy Van Meter and Shepard and Smith. First man on the outside looking in. There's the other guys. Even Kyle Busch is struggling to make it into the top 4.
Yeah, a lot of big names. Kyle Busch, Matt Craig, Bubba Pollard, Dalton Sutton, Carson Brown even struggling to make it in. His teammate, Buddy Shepard, in that 22, he's sitting on the bubble right now. So both Donnie Wilson cars, you got one that's not even got a shot to make it, and you got one that is about to pass Billy Van Meter for that 3rd position. Doesn't tries to, thinks better of it, checks up, tucks back in, gonna try once again here.
Oh, and by the way, remember also that even though you've won this race in the past, or you've had success here at the Derby in the past, like Caden Honeycutt, or like a two-time winner of Kyle Busch, it doesn't mean a hill of beans, because you do not get a provisional. In this race, you got to fight in. You got to fight to make it into this race every year. The world's greatest short track race in America. That's Snowball Derby. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, 300 laps. It'll be decided.
And here comes a battle for the transfer. Smith, he's there. He's on the back bumper of that number 22 machine. Derek Griffith is also there. Does Smith or Griffith have anything for that number 22 Toyota?
Going to be interesting to watch. Another lap on the board here. We're closing in on under 20 to go. So far, flag to flag. No problems on the track whatsoever.
And we got a 3-car battle with 17 laps to go for your transfer here. You got the 22, the 33, now make it 4 cars, Wesley Outley. All 4 of these cars trying to transfer in.
Yeah. Back across the stripe. But another lap on the board here.
Here comes Smith. Griffith. Billy Van Meter looking in, or on the bubble.
Closing in on under 15 to go. Honeycutt in the lead. Combs in second right now. Van Meter is getting some company from Smith. And right behind the 33 is Derek Griffith and Jake Garcia. Casey Roderick, by the way, struggling. Currently, he's in the back in 8th. And if you are in the back, you better go. You better go now. Matt Craig, Kyle Busch, all these guys. Even Bubba Pollard. He might not make the virtual lineup for the Derby in the Snowflake or the big race tomorrow night.
Got Dawson Sutton back there as well. So, again, a lot of big names, and here it comes. Battle for your transfer. Once again, 4 cars under a blanket. And if you're Griffith and Smith,
wow,
work together. You know, you're neither one of you are in right now. Work together, get around Van Meter, and then battle it out.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Put yourself in a position where all the stars will align, if you will, with now 10 to go. Hopefully that is becoming a reality. And now look at the 22 of Shepard, Van Meter, and open the door to Griffith. He can go 2 for 1 and easily transfer into the Derby. He's in that transfer spot. He gets around Van Meter. Griffith now going after Shepard also. 7 to go.
Griffith, Shepard, Van Meter. Now throw Smith in the mix. Griffith goes to the bubble. Van Meter looking in. Griffith trying to get to 22 as well.
Some of the most exciting racing so far in the last chance qualifier races are happening right now. To go to the Snowball Derby, what will it take? What will you do Time running out. 5 laps to go now. Honeycutt still in that top spot when they come around. Gomes, Shepard just trying to stay in front and be at bay away from this big snarling rivalry going on between Griffith and Van Meter. Griffith is in the transfer spot. Van Meter free falling. Dustin Smith powers back on the inside. 4 to go this time by the line.
Dustin Smith made his way in on the pros. He's trying to do it here in the supers. The 33 machine to the inside of Van Meter. Can he reel in Griffith? Can they get to Shepard? Shepard on the back bumper of Gomez. This is a battle for second. Coming to 3 to go. Down off of 4. Down the front straightaway. Shepard outside Gomez. Now we're seeing that outside line come in.
Honeycutt, Gomes, Shepard, Griffith, Smith and Van Meter. Back to the inside. Garcia, Roderick, Craig and Bush. 2 to go. Caden Honeycutt in the lead. He's got a 4-second lead over Jacob Gomes. He's already got the W Energy. 1 to go. White flag for Honeycutt. The battle for the transfer spot coming to the white flag now. This is it. Final time as Honeycutt, Shepard, and Gomes scamper away from this chaotic field. Coming to 3 and 4. Derek Griffith's got it. Smith, Van Meter want it. They can't. Derek Griffith will transfer in to the Snowball Derby.
What a
Caden Honeycutt, last year's winner. Caden Honeycutt, last year's winner, has to start in position 31. Tomorrow night, of course, we know Casey Johnson won the race last year, but in the real Snowball Derby, it was the man Caden Honeycutt. Unbelievable.
What a finish that was right there, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a look here.
Katie bar the door. It's going to be a good one tomorrow night. What a talented bunch of absolutely great bunch. 4 drivers going in, as we mentioned, and there they are. Caden Honeycutt will transfer in along with Buddy Shepard, Jacob Gomes, and Derek Griffith. Dustin Smith out. So is Billy Van Meter, Jake Garcia, Casey Roderick, Matt Craig, Kyle Busch, Hudson Bolger. By the way, if you remember that name, Hudson Bolger, he brought out the first caution of the real Snowball Derby on a Monday afternoon a couple of weeks ago in Pensacola. Dawson Sutton, 12th, the All-American 400 winner, will not make the virtual Snowball Derby. Neither will Bubba Pollard or even the Anthony Campy Racing number 14 of Carson Brown. Unbelievable. Those drivers are out. 5th on back, top 4 transfer. Cody, your take of the last chance qualifier. And by the way, some phenomenal racing we saw there in that transfer spot, probably of all the last chance races of the night.
Yeah, and in the pro race, I mean, you had Aiden Potter come around the outside of Dustin Smith to take home the win in that one. And then this one, I mean, the transfer spot was live. It was like live action, as the Turtle Man says. All race long in that 50 laps. I mean, you know, we seen Billy Van Meter go. We seen Buddy Shepard, Dustin Smith, Derek Griffith. You know, we seen all kinds of people in the mix. Jake Garcia. So, you know, it was endless full lengths of battles. And Derek Griffith coming home with the win and almost getting that 3rd position over the 22 machine. So I think Derek Griffith, he struggled in qualifying, qualified 34th out of 36 cars. So I definitely think he's found something. That team has went to work, and they have got that super late model ready for tomorrow night's 300 laps.
We are done with all of the, if you will, preliminaries for tonight. The field is set for the Derby for tomorrow, and we will take a break. When we come back, the Modifieds of Mayhem are going 75 laps. Part of the second annual Iracing Snowball Derby, presented by Zach's Lawn Care. We step away from Pensacola. We're back in just a moment.
Indiana is known as the racing.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iracing.com.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at Iracing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iracing.com.
Back here at Virtual Pensacola, if you're listening on the radio, we'll pause quickly for station identification.
County Fair, I'm going to be...
We are your window to your community.
Did you see the last 5 minutes of that football game last night?
Oh man, I saw the whole thing. And a lifeline to keep you safe when danger is near.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can. This is one of the biggest storms.
We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
Back here at the Virtual Snowball Derby, the iRacing Snowball Derby for the second commencement, presented by Zach's Lawn Care on Elevated and CRN. I'm Wesley Outland, and the mighty Modifieds of Mayhem are ready to rock the pavement with Cody Deemers. I'm Wesley Outland. The field is about ready to fire up. Let's take a look as they begin to roll at the starting lineup. Austin Beers, Carson Lofton will make up the front row. Row number 2, Joey Cipriano and Trevor Catalano. Row number 3, Matt Swanson, Tommy Catalano. Row number 4, Eric Goodell and Frank Fleming. Row 5, Ryan Newman, the Rocket Man, and Tyler Berry in the 8 car. Row number 6, Ron Silk and Bobby Labonte. Row number 7 will find Gary McDonald and Jeremy Gerstner, the pride out of Wesley Chapel, Florida, now Statesville, North Carolina. Row number 8 will find Max Zackham and Chris Hatton. Row 9 on the grid, you will see Mark Stewart and Teddy Hodgson. Row number 10, top 20, Brian Roby and Tyler Rimka. Moving on to row 11, Jonathan McKennedy and Greg Lutz. Row number 12, we'll find Kyle Bonsinger and Jake Johnson. Row 13, Brian Sones. And that is the lineup of the 25 Mighty Modifieds ready to go here at the Derby. They'll begin to roll, Kirby, and we love them. We love them, Cody. Carson Lofton, Brian Soles on the front row. We are ready for the rock, roll, and rumble of the ground pounders here in Pensacola.
36 modifieds, Wesley Outland. Can't you ask for no better than that?
Gotta love them. By the way, the other names that I didn't mention, I think I missed some of them. Brian Roby, Eric Burnt, Jake Johnson, Chase Dowling, Dave Sapenza, and Kyle Bonsinger. Those were the names on the gun. Well, by the way, keep an eye shotgun on the field. Kyle Bonsinger, dead last. He's got to go nowhere but to the front. One to go, Cody, is with modifieds. They're going to go green next time on. What are you going to be watching for?
We're going to make sure there ain't no wrecks. There's a lot of modifieds for 75 laps. I will say that. I mean, you got 36 of the best modifieds, and a lot of these guys racing the Smart Tour.
They're fun. They're exciting. A mixture of the Race of Champions, the NASCAR Will and Mods, the Smart Tour, and more. Here comes the drivers that live by the grace of God. The Modifieds, the Ground Pounders, we're green in the Derby. 75 laps as Brian Soames and Joey Coaster get the send-off in the turn of the one around Carson Lofton.
Joey Coulter working his way into turns number 1 and 2. Side
Yeah, we got a crash.
Oh, we got a wreck.
We got a crash. Carson Lofton, I believe, is crashing. Oh, my goodness, it's a big stack up. Other drivers involved, Bobby Labonte, the 33, the 9. Wow.
See if we can't see what happens here.
Man, big trouble for a lot of good cars here. Let's take a look. Brian Newman involved in the number 2. And look at this. It just looked like it was just a domino effect, and everybody stacked up on the outside lane. Nowhere for anybody to go. They almost wrecked each other even on the last row behind turn 4 there, Cody. Watch this again. Oh!
Looks like it's a little bit further up the field.
And a modified flipping. I think it might be yeah, right there.
And yeah, so it's going to be the 01 machine. Somewhere right about in here.
Remember, caution laps count. Whoa! We got 2 modifieds up and over. I think that's Ryan Newman upside down right there. The other one was the 27 modified. If you want to show him again, that's the driver. Oh. Well, the number isn't matching timing and scoring, so whoever was in that 27 modified car, he's also the one that got upside down as well. Watch this from the aerial view, and then maybe we can zoom in from there.
Let's go to the 33 modified. Right there in the middle, where the 3 wide is about where
3 wide.
Oh, man. That's going to be... That's still hard to see who it is flipping. So we're coming to green.
Yeah, massive crash. Lights off on the pace car. Good thing is everybody in iRacing can click the reset button or exit or start over. I don't think these guys get a fast repair.
Nope. Do not get no fast repairs and do not get no tires. So when you wreck and you tear your car up, you're done.
It's out the window then. Hey, don't forget Community Radio Network tomorrow. Live coverage begins at 12 noon of the 78th North Carolina East-West All-Star Game football contest from Greensboro. And then tomorrow night, the Snowball Derby. Green flag in the air. We're back up it again with Zones on the restart leading.
Jump once again. Carson Lofton going to get in there underneath Coulter, but here comes that 81 machine. He's going to work his way in there. It looks like Gary McDonald's on pit road. A bunch of cars coming on. Oh my goodness.
Whoa, stack up, hold on. 3 wide. These money modifieds push up the hill. Oh, the 24 free falling like lyrics to the Tom Petty song. And somehow we still stay green. Andrew Cross going back. He still stays in the gas as he drops to the bottom. He might have a tire down. We still stay green out of 4.
And we're still 3 wide.
Unbelievable.
Oh, somebody got put in the wall, but one machine, that's going to be Patrick Emmerly. He's going to be 3 wide still once again, though. We're still the wall. Oh, gets put in the wall again. Big checkup, no caution.
Somehow they hold it together, working now off of turn number 3 and 4 down the back straightaway, a 10 laps in of 75. The Snowball Derby, and this is the preliminaries. Penultimate race of the night. Coming up, the Snowflake 125, 3 rows, 3 wide and 3. Are you kidding me?
Almost 4 wide. Holy guacamole. I feel like I'm watching the real Snowball of Irby Modifieds.
The Modifieds of Mayhem, Stan Nearest and the promoter of that series. But a lot of these tour-type mods all over the country for the Race of Champions, the NASCAR Will and Modified Tour, the Northeast, and the Smart Modified Tour. And the Modifieds of Mayhem series all going at it right now. 14 of 75. Brian Soames to round Joey Coulter. He leads the man out of Tampa, Florida, going back to 1 in Carson Lofton. It's right there in 3rd.
Back. I mean, it's still 2 rows as far back as you can see. We're looking here at turn 1. I mean, you got a few cars that are single file, but here they come. Just look. 2 rows everywhere you look, all the way to the back.
And what a show they're putting on right now, as you just mentioned, watching them work around the racetrack again. Brian Soames continue to lead the way over Coulter and Lofton. Cipriano up now to 4th over Mark Stewart. Top 5, Catalano, Hodgson, Goodell, Bonsinger. Justin Bonsinger, by the way, up 12 positions tonight. Kyle Bonsinger, we'll keep an eye on him, up 19 positions from the rear. He's in 17th and still climbing there, Cody.
Yeah, he started dead last, shotgun on the field. He's got 19 positions. So look at that, Dave. Look at Dave. In that number 36 machine, he's up 24 spots. He's working it outside that bright red number 36. He's got a battle for the race lead.
Battle for the lead, as we mentioned, is right now. Soames and Lofton going at it. Coulter on the high side. Joey Coulter going after Lofton on the bottom. And well, that goes on. Cipriano and Stewart battle behind him in the top 5.
Battle everywhere, on and on, everywhere you look. You don't like a battle from the front, you like a battle from the back, go to the back. There's plenty of battles everywhere, all over the racetrack. West Outlet, I can say we finally got it dispersed. We were 3 wide, 3 rows deep at one point. Now we have
you wanted it, you got it.
You definitely, they stuck to their name of the Modifieds of Mayhem, because the first couple of laps there on that second restart was that. Just mayhem for a little bit. Now they've kind of got everything sorted out.
It is the second annual Iracing Snowball Derby Pensacola, Florida. Right now, tonight, the Snowflake 125 coming up next, the Modifieds of Mayhem, which, by the way, they really got pushed to a Monday, to a Tuesday night. The Snowball Derby was pushed to a Monday afternoon. All the other divisions ran on a Tuesday night, the Modifieds of Mayhem as well. And right now, that's why you like iRacing. You got to worry about the weather. Brian Sones, Carson Lofton going at it for the lead at lap 25.
Oh, baby. Oh, caution. Lofton got the lead.
Yellow flag. Caution out. So the yellow flag will fly. This will be the second yellow flag of the race as Austin Beers has gone around. Maybe some others collected. Here's a replay of what happened to the 301. By the way, I just want to let you know, some of the numbers on scoring do not match the numbers on their cars. It's the 64 car for Austin Beers that went up in the fence.
Going to be the 18. Nope. See if we can't get a shot here over the top. This looks like he gets touched there, Wesley Outlet. Hard impact though. Oh.
Wow. That's heartbreaking right there. What a hit. Another look at it again, Austin Beers. Watch the right front shock and the wheel and everything just go into the concrete inside that restart zone out of turn 4. Wow. Caution out, ladies and gentlemen. As we're 30 of 75 laps, and we have been treated to some exciting modified racing here at the Derby this year. Cody.
Yeah, this race really reminds me of the Sportsman race from last night. I mean, the Sportsman race was no slouch either. I mean, it was definitely a interesting race as well. So definitely a good modified race here. I mean, we've seen 3 wide, we've seen almost 4 wide. I mean, these guys are duking it out. The lights just went off on the pace car there, Wesley Outland.
So we'll reset and we will go again. Let's look at the weather conditions, by the way, for everybody that was asking. Nothing like the real rain in real life was. Boy, oh boy. Trying to get this started and going again. Snowflake 125 coming up next as we go back to green here in the Derby for the Modifieds of Mayhem.
Shot at a rocket on the restart there. Holy moly. Here goes to the outside of the leader. Battle for your race lead. Joey Coulter shot out of a cannon, Wesley Outland.
The iRacing Snowflake 125 coming up next. By the way, first time ever, the Pro Late models are 125 laps in the Derby. And they're doing it tonight as we got contact. Oh, a heel win Coulter. And Mark Stewart and Teddy Hodgson and Catalano about. We're in a stalemate as we're 3 wide again out of 4.
Battle for your race lead. 3 wide, almost 4 Lofton back in it. He gives Coulter a shot.
Unbelievable as we continue to race on and watch them going at it. We're live on our YouTube and on CRN as well as on the Facebook for Elevated TV also. And we're halfway home in 2 more laps, Cody. Second half, I think, is going to be as wild as the first half was.
That is for sure. And we got people that go all in the back.
Caution out again. Yellow flag as, here it is. Multiple cars involved. Replay coming up.
It's like Brian
Wow.
Roby. There you see, look at the right front wheels. Tyler Ripka with the right front wheels tore off of him. There you see it. See if we can't see what happened here. Oh, man.
Yeah, another multi-car accident there.
Oh, Max is putting the wall there. Oh, man, nowhere for Roby and Rimka to go and just end the rear ends of that machine.
Hello to Sarah and Tammy and Tina, whether they're watching on the YouTube or the Facebook broadcasts as well. I think you're on your personal page too, as well as the Elevated.
Yes, sir.
So multitasking.
Got a bunch of different things. I'm watching a bunch of different ways.
Certainly.
You can go if you're driving down the road and you're in Smithfield, turn on radio. You can listen on the radio. If you at home,
That's right.
If you're home on your TV, turn YouTube on, watch it on YouTube. If you're on your phone, you can watch it on the Elevated TV Facebook page or Cody Deemers' Facebook page. 4 different ways of watching the races tonight.
And coming soon to Roku.
Yep. We've got all that.
I would let the cat out of the bag, but that's coming soon as well.
Yep, and that's going to be interesting and fun to have Elevated have a YouTube or a Roku app. So all you got to do is download the Elevated TV Roku app on your Roku, and you can put it right on your TV. It's straight there. It'll be just like watching Flow Racing. It'll be set up just kind of like that. So waiting on getting everything set up for that, and we'll be ready to rock and roll on that one.
The Snowball Derby will get ready for tomorrow night. Remember, the preliminaries continue as we're just after halfway with the Modifieds of Mayhem. The Monty Modifieds a part of the preliminary Friday night program on qualifying night at the Derby. Trevor Catalano and now Carson Lofton. Think of the Lofton family. Think of Dad Brian Lofton and what son Carson's done. Not only in a fendered car in the Cars Tour late models, but the Monty Modifieds as well, as we are back to green in Pensacola.
Better restart here, Wesley, than what we had a while ago. Here comes that Brian Soames, Joey Coulter right there behind him as well. Oh, buddy, here comes.
Wow, 3 wide up the middle. Look at Brian Sapinza. Yes, Sapinza. Sapinza up the middle of the 36 machine. Watch him coming. Climbing. Unbelievable.
Number 13 in that number 22 machine on the outside there.
I take a guess. Jake Johnson, right? And Justin Bonsinger. Also climbing. Kyle Bonsinger is up there as well. It's about to be a family affair.
Started dead last and worked his way. Stayed out of the wrecks and just methodically worked his way up to the front. He's making the outside work. I didn't think we'd see the outside work here tonight, but we are seeing it work here in the modifieds.
Yeah, what a show we're watching is right now we're closing in on 2/3 completed, lap number 50 of 75, 25 remaining here in the Derby.
Things have calmed down, I'll tell you that.
It has. It certainly has.
Laps to go, and he is checked out. Craziest thing Wesley was he was fastest in practice, did qualify on the pole, and now he's out front. Closing
in on the under 25 remaining now as Trevor Catalano now leads the way. The Catalano name very popular in the world of the modifieds. Think of Catalano Racing. Man, you think of Tommy Catalano, you think of, obviously, Trevor Catalano. There's multiple other names of the Catalano family of modified racers.
Got Bonzingers here, they're battling it out. 11th and 12th spot, Kyle on the outside. You got Justin on the bottom. The 51. Joey's going to throw his way in there.
Tommy Catalano, Amy Catalano, Trevor Catalano. I mean, you name it. The Catalano family, very popular in the world of the modified. Right now, as we close in on under 20 to go, Trevor Catalano leading here at the Derby over Carson Lofton and Joey Coulter. They're about 2.5, 3 seconds back. Mark Stewart, 5 seconds back. And Tommy Catalano in the top 5 as we're under 20 to go. 18-17 at the line. There's Coulter getting it around Lofton for second.
Lofton going to try to throw it back to the outside, trying to get back around him. But Coulter says it's time. It's go or go home time, Wesley Outland. He says, I got to get around Lofton. I got to quit messing around, and I got to go catch Catalano or this thing's over.
Trevor Catalano, Joey Coulter, Carson Lofton, Eric Goodell, and Tommy Catalano right there in the top 5. And the racing heats up. Coming up next, the Snowflake 125. The Pro Late Models will battle here in Pensacola. We got a car off the pace. Catalano and Coulter. Lofton, Goodell, Stewart, top 5, everyone single file. If you want to go, you better go now. Frank Fleming in trouble. He's on pit road. And you want to think of Frank Fleming and one of the biggest accomplishments he's had. He won the Clash of the Modifieds at Bowman Gray back in February.
Joey Coulter running down Catalano. The question is, Wesley Outland, does he have the time to get to this? Does he see Catalano? Is he starting to catch some back Bobby Labonte back there? He's starting to catch him. So, let's go. Does Coulter have enough time? Big Jaguar traffic right here. Oh!
Uh-oh.
16 of Ron Silk gets booked outside wall there.
And the time is running out. Under 10 remaining. That's right now. We watch Catalano holding onto the lead over 3 seconds on Joey Coulter. And look at this gaggle of traffic as Justin Bonsinger, Kyle Bonsinger trying to fight around Tommy C. and Cipriano and Hodgson as they come to the line. 6 to go here in the Derby.
6 laps to go, and Coulter has run out of time. Meanwhile, Lofton, here Goodell has caught Lofton. Lofton caught the 11 machine. Does Lofton have what it takes to get back to Coulter? 5 laps to go for Catalano. There you see him in heavy lap traffic. And Wesley Outland, this race is still not over because all it takes is one slip up by that 56-year-old lap car, and it could end Catalano's night.
And we'll see what happens with Catalano still in the lead. For how long, though, will we see Coulter or Lofton put on the afterburners and try to run back down the 56? 4 remaining. There's Tommy Catalano, mired between lap traffic. All this going on in front of him. That's lap machines. Tail into the lead lap, fighting to stay in race. Oh boy, it's getting antsy. 4 to go. Now make it 2 miles left at the Derby. 3 to go now as they work off the corner.
Yeah, Catalano's struggling with these lap cars right here. They've got him in an X pattern. Got 2 lappers in front of him, 2 lappers behind him, and he's the monkey in the middle here. 2 laps to go. Pops in the sticks. He's going to try to get a 2-for-1 deal here. Or does he hold on? Whoa! The 64 almost gets put in the outside wall. White flag this time, Wesley Allen.
Final time. They'll come to the W Energy. 1 to go. Trevor Catalano building his legacy in the world of the mighty modifieds. He is the Snowball Derby Modifieds of Mayhem winner of 2025 in iRacing's greatest spectacle and the greatest short track race in America.
What a race.
Gotta love the modifieds. Gotta love them.
3 cautions, 7 lead changes. What a race that one was. Here's your results.
Results with Trevor Catalano, Joey Coulter, Carson Lofton, Eric Goodell, Mark Stewart, top 5. Then it's Sohn, Cipriano, Hodgson, Catalano, Tommy, Kyle Bonsinger. Yes, that Kyle Bonsinger. What a job. Kyle Bonsinger from the rear all the way to 26. Justin Bonsinger. He even got around Justin. Bonsinger, 11. Dave Ciprienza. And Dave Ciprienza, followed by Jake Johnson. Woody Pitcat, top 15 with Jeremy Gersner. Silk, Baldwin, McKennedy, Lutz, Emmerling, top 20 of 30. Rest of the finishing order. Swanson, and I'm not talking about chicken either. Hatton, Roby, followed by Labonte, Fleming, Kraus, Zachem, Beers, Arimka, McDonald. The way the race ended, Ken Hagee, Tyler Berry, Matt Hirschman, Chase Dowling. I didn't see any of those cars. So, yeah. Eric Burnt, man, money. Matt Hirschman, struggling, big money. Matt Hirschman, Northampton, Pennsylvania driver. That's very ironic to see because he does really well in real life.
Right.
Probably the GOAT of the modified world of today. We're taking a break, everybody. When we come back, the lineup for the Snowflake 125, it is coming up. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the big one. There's all that's left is a 300-lap super late model race, the Snowball Derby at Five Flags Speedway. It's the 2nd annual iRacing Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care. We're taking a break. When we come back, the Snowflake is next. Welcome back to the virtual Snowball Derby, presented by Zach's Lawn Care in Pensacola at Five Flags Speedway. Cody Deemers, I'm Wesley Outland, Elevated TV, CRN coverage, and the time has come, Cody, for the field in their beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. Here come the Warlords, ready for Pro Late Models to battle for 125 laps in the Snowflake. Your thoughts before we give the starting lineup, my friend. This should be a good one.
Oh man, I'm excited, man. These the pros are always my favorite. And on iRacing they're going to look like the super late model, but they're basically a super late model where we've added weight and turned the power down. So basically we try to take a super late model in iRacing and we mimic it to a pro late model in real life. So they looks the same, and basically they are the same. There's just a lot of weight and motor stuff different. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Going to be a quick one, 125 laps, 30 cars. You've seen that LCQ, and you see Dustin Smith back there. He's way, way back there. So going to be a good one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, without a further ado, here is the starting lineup for the Snowflake 125. On the pole, Georgia's Casey Roderick and Mike Hopkins in the 15. Row number 2 will find DJ Shaw and Gabe Brown. Row 3 tonight from Pensacola, it's Jasper, Alabama's John Bowling and Tristan McKee from the Commonwealth of Virginia. In row number 4, Casey Klein in the 1 and Spencer Davis, another Georgia buddy, in 96. We move on to row number 5 and your top 10, Ryan Phipps and Chase Hell. Row number 6 inside, TJ DeCare and Ralph Slate. Row number 7 will find the drivers of Stephen Nassy, the real Snowball Derby winner this year, and a former winner of the Snowflake. Keelan Harvick was the real winner of the Snowflake 125 in Pensacola, being the youngest driver to win ever. Row number 8, Cody Brinson and Aiden Potter. Row number 9, as we close in on the top 20, includes Jade Avedizian and Chase Bergson. Row number 10, your top 20, will find Jimmy Renfro Jr. and Cole Roby. And the rest of the field will find Jet Nolan, Connor Jones, row 11. Row 12, on the inside, Nicholas Noggle and Caden Honeycutt. Row 13, Dustin Smith and Jake Finch. Row 14, and these are your guys in the back, including Brandon Lopez and Cole Butcher. And the final row will find J.P. Crabtree and Gage Gilby on the outside, row 15. 30 drivers pacing the field, 125 laps, no tires available. They got to save, they got to conserve, they got to race on till the end. Ladies and gentlemen, the preliminary Saturday night extravaganza is ready at the Derby. The Snowflake 125 is green at Five Flags Speedway. You have a virtual race. Working off turn number 4, give it to the driver. Casey Roderick leading the opening lap in the 30. I think the smart thing here is patience, no doubt. It's a long race. You've got to pace yourself. And to do that, if you will, Cody, is to get in line, be patient, don't do anything aggressive, don't make any mistakes, and just try to get to about the halfway mark of this race. And remember, something new this year, the Snowflake for the Pro Late Models are 125 laps. They're usually 100 laps. Since the early 2000s, it's always been 100 laps. This year, they added on 25 laps. How different will that be for the race, for the tires, for the car, for the handling?
You definitely got to push yourself. Not as hard, and you're seeing these top 3, like Mike Hopkins wants to pass him, but he's being patient. The 60 of Shaw, DJ Shaw, he's being patient. I mean, a lot of these guys are being patient, not getting over their heads and waiting until it's, go time. I mean, when you hit that lap 100 mark, it's going to be go or go home time.
Yeah, patience is key as we are, again, watching them work around the racetrack for another lap. Double zero, Jimmy Renfro Jr. way up high, battling. He battles with Keelan Harvick. That's in the top 20. Right now, for the first 8-10 laps of this event, it has been calm, cool, collected. As we watch now, Chase Hell, Spencer Davis racing on. All this happening now as Casey Roderick still in the top spot. Behind them is Keelan Harvick, Rafe Slake, Jet Nolan. Take your pick, racing everywhere. Jimmy Renfro Jr. into the top 15 around Davis in 96. He'll carry on the inside, Slate and Harvick as well, peaking on the bottom in 1.
Yeah, you got Lopez and Butcher. Butcher, in the back somewhere. He's not used to being in that number 28. He's almost dead last. And then you got up front, Casey Roderick, Hopkins, and they spread out, Leslie. This is where the tire saving key comes in. This is where you got to be patient. You got to be like, hey man, I can't burn my tires off. You got to be patient. Patience is key to winning races.
To first win the race, you must first finish. You hear that cliche over and over, but make no mistake about it, at the Snowball Derby, it reigns true. As right now, closing in on 13 of 125 laps, everybody perfectly around the half mile here at Five Flags Speedway, Pensacola. It's a half mile. 15 degrees of banking in the corners, 9 degrees on the straightaway, a 55-foot wide racing surface in the turns, 48 feet wide on the straightaway. And it offers some exciting side-by-side racing as Slate's on the inside. Couldn't clear him.
Yeah, Slate drove it off in there, and you got Renford and them side-by-side. Spencer Davis, one of them guys had to race his way through the race. Got Potter right there. Potter, one of them guys, he won the LCQ. He's made his way up into the 14th spot. In on the 60 machine and DJ Shaw. He wants a piece of it.
Casey Roderick continuing to be the Pied Piper, to run away with this thing right now. He's doing it.
Oh.
And a caution is out. First yellow flag out here in the Snowflake. Caution out around lap number 20. Replay coming up of what took place here.
Oh my God. Keelan Harvick up and over. Nicholas Noggle up and over.
Oh, look at this. Yes, sir. Man, it happened so fast, it didn't even translate on iRacing's time and scoring who was involved in the accident. Keelan Harvick, the real winner of the Derby this time. Up and over, upside down in some other cars. As you mentioned, the 08 car up and over in the air. We're going to go on board with these guys. Nicholas Noggle, Keelan Harvick, and others crash on the back straightaway for the first caution of the Snowflake 125 here at the Derby.
Yeah, here's on board here with Nicholas Noggle in the 08. You see they're 3 wide there. Oh my goodness. Whoa, just right rear hops him and up and over and flipping and flopping and down the back straightaway we go. Hi guys. That's what Nicholas Knuckles sees.
Boy, a parking lot indeed. Let's look at it from another. Let's look at it from another angle. Man, it looked like even though they were flipping, there were still cars up against the fence. Even after they were upside down, there were more cars. This is with Keelan Harvick. And look over there on the back straightaway. There's still cars wrecked over there. Look.
That's a lot of.
That's Lopez, Brandon Lopez, and some other cars. Chase Ferguson on board with him. Jake Finch, Gage Gilby, Lopez in 6, all part of that big wreck. Wow.
And remember, caution laps do count. So that caution happened on about lap 18, 19. So we're on lap 24 now with caution laps counting. So Casey Roderick and Mike Hopkins going to bring us back to the green flag here.
Still a long way to go. With Casey Roderick in the top spot leading over Mike Hopkins. Here we go, back to it again. Lap number 24 of 125 of the Snowflake here at the iRacing Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care and back underway to the green flag. Mike Hopkins now gonna hop, skip, and jump to the lead. He gets around Roderick. Roderick powers back up top.
Phipps in that number 5 machine. Another little guy. He's there. He gets around Roderick. Here comes Klein. Klein in that number 1 machine. He's looking to the inside of the 30 machine. This is a battle going on for third here as they work back into turn number 1. Klein not going to have the momentum. Roderick going to tuck in.
Tuck in line patience right now. All these guys working their way back around the corner. We continue to race on. Mike Hopkins in the top spot, followed by Ryan Phipps, Casey Roderick, Casey Klein, TJ DeCare, DJ Shaw, John Boland, Stephen Nassie, Connor Jones, and Gabe Brown, top 10. That's the way it stands right now. 30 laps next time by here at the Snowflake 125. Big wreck already with guys like Keelan Harvick and the 08 machine also on their lid, crashing down the back straightaway. That was Nicholas Noggle. Since then, we race on. And all the while, Hopkins got a jump on the 30 of Casey Roderick and never looked back. Ryan Phipps now, Cody has now moved to the number 2 spot.
Yeah, Ryan Phipps with a big, trying to run up 15, but he's got the back of that 30 machine. But here comes Klein. Klein throws it in there. Keep in mind, Roderick's on that 30 machine. On the outside there, and you got TJ DeCare. He's brought his nose into the mix. They're in that 88. He's to the inside of the 30 machine. 3 cars, 3 battles here. Roger going to clear both of them. Here comes TJ Shaw back to him. But Phipps, meanwhile, trying to hunt down the number 15 machine. And it looks like McKee. Wesley, we were just talking about him running in the 5th and 6th position. Now he's back here in the back.
Krista McKee for Spire Motorsports as that driver working his way across the line. Another lap on the board. All this happens now as they have Hopkins in the top spot on Ryan Phipps. Casey Roderick, Casey Klein, TJ DeCare, top 5. John Boland in the number 2 trying to get into the top 5 as they work their way 35 of 125 laps here in the Snowflake. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Snowball Derby. Elevated and CRN tomorrow night, 8 o'clock is now. We got a battle. Ryan Phipps on the high side. He powers alongside Mike Hopkins Toyota. And here comes the Port City race cars. Yellow, number 30, the school bus. Casey Roderick back on the inside again, looking for that top spot.
In the middle. Here comes the one at Klein. Here comes Kerr. Here comes Bolin. Here comes Nasty. Is he nasty? Oh!
Couple of cars out of the wall. Ryan Phipps is one of them. He made contact with Casey Klein. Somehow, Klein continues. Phipps falls back. He might have a tire down. He's in trouble. Ryan Phipps, and he almost got slammed into by Jimmy Renfro. He's on the inside.
Trying to get down the pit road and just can't do it. Look at the shot here. He does have a broken right front there on that number 5, as he's still trying to get it.
Wow, he still can't get to pit road. Here come the leaders. There's the leader right there. He's going to get lapped even before he comes down to the pit lane. Now he drops to the bottom of the apron. Here comes Hopkins and Roderick. And what might have been Cody closing in on 42 completed in the Snowflake. And the 5 car, Ryan Phipps was up in the front with the leaders a lap ago. Now he's out of it.
Yeah, tough break there. You got to think you're running second, and trouble like that strikes. I mean, all it takes is one bad apple, one bad thing to happen, and then you got people like Nasty up here. Is he nasty or is he classy nasty? And he's looking classy here tonight because he's working his way up the forward, moved up 9 spots.
Yeah, what a strong run right now. With Hopkins still in the lead. Mike Hopkins' car. The number 15 machine. Currently in the top spot, doing a great job, taking on all comers. Casey Roderick now. Here comes the 30 on the outside, the yellow car. Trying to get a run on the bottom. He won't get him yet. All this happened with Hopkins and Roderick and DeCare. Now keep an eye on Stephen Nassie, the Snowball Derby winner at Pensacola. A few weeks ago on a Monday afternoon, he has won in the Snowflake before. He's won the Snowflake and got disqualified. I remember one year working pit lane and interviewing Stephen Nassie, and then I had to go back and tell him that his finish was null and void, that he had got DQ'd for rough driving. I remember the Snowball Derby when he won the Derby and then he failed post-race inspection, and they gave the win to James Braden, the West Virginia driver. As right now, Hopkins is leading the way over Riddick, over DeCare and Brown, and we're closing in, believe it or not, on 50 completed in the Snowflake 125. This race is going by rather quickly, Cody.
Yeah, it's definitely gone very, very quickly. You see Zach Staley down there. How do I enter? Jump in the Elevated TV Discord, and we can race the Snowball Derby tomorrow night. We do have a few people that are going to be real drivers in there in our 30-car field, so it's going to be interesting to see how they fare with a few AI in there too.
Travis Braden, by the way, that was the race that I was referring to in 2019. All the while, if you remember Bubba Pollard and Stephen Nassie, they've had their moments of the years of the Derby. They crashed each other in Pensacola on the closing laps. 2 years ago, they took each other out. Nassie also, trying to remember, I think he won did he win the Slinger Nationals, I believe it was, that we did earlier this year in July?
Stephen Nassie won the Slinger Nationals with a photo finish.
Sure did. I remember Tracy Brown was excited about that one, the ecstatic, because that was his favorite driver. And if you remember, I tried to call him and he didn't answer his phone.
Yep. that was a very interesting race.
Under 75 laps to go, by the way. Halfway at lap number 63. That's quickly approaching. 70 remaining. As right now it is Hopkins still in the top spot. He leads the way over Casey Roderick, over Gabe Brown, TJ DeCare, John Bowling, your top 5. Then it is Casey Klein, Stephen Nasi, followed by Spencer Davis, Connor Jones, and Chase Hell, the way it stands right now in the top 10 at the moment. If you're listening on the radio, we'll pause for station identification.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe,
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
to provide the music, talk, and sports you love, and to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Connor, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
The second annual iRacing Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care continues. The penultimate race of the weekend and the night. Main event, the Snowflake 125 is continued. The Snowball Derby upon us tomorrow evening. And right now it has been a battle between Mike Hopkins and pole driver Casey Roderick. Gabe Brown, TJ DeCare, John Bolin watching on as it's a 3-car fight for the lead as we come to halfway next time by.
Yeah, Gabe Brown worked his way up, back into his third place starting position. He's looking to put it 3 wide almost for the race lead. Hopkins on the bottom, Brown in the middle, the 30 machine of Roderick. Here comes DeCare, 4-car battle here for the race lead off of 2, and make it 5 cars if Bolin and Nasi get it there.
Trying, patience working in his favor. Will it happen as Roderick now shoved out of line? He'll now lose about 4 spots. The Douglasville, Georgia driver will. Mike Hopkins and Gabe Brown, they duke it out now for the lead. Cody Deemers, Wesley Outland back here with you. And the Mike Hopkins entry racing continues.
Brown on the outside of Hopkins. Hopkins there. Brown on the outside. And Hopkins will get around him. He's talking about Bolin. Bolin's in the mix. Spencer Davis.
Alabama's Jasper, Alabama, John Bolin. He's climbing Roll Tide, trying to get in the top 5. By the way, Gabe Brown now back to the lead. Hopkins led it halfway. He falls back to second, the man out of Herman, Maine. Driver that runs at Oxford Plains and Speedway 95. The Grand Stock, the Granite State Pro Stock Super Series champion as well. Victories for that driver. And right now, he is solid. I think there's a strategy there for him to fall back to second. Let Brown wear the car out as Gabe Brown now, the 47, back to the lead. And we're 3 wide for a moment. Open the door to Connor Jones. The Jones Utilities Toyota battles alongside another 15 and another number 1 of Chase Hale and the 1 of Cody Brinson off 4.
Yeah, Brinson looking, throwing it in there. It's the inside of Chase Hale. They're going to single file out. We're approaching 50 laps to go here. 50 laps toggling down. And you know, Wesley, last year, we'd have been 20 laps to go, 30 laps to go right now.
You're exactly right. And actually now there's only 53 3 laps to go. You would be closing in on about 25 remaining. But remember, they added on another 25 laps to the Snowflake. They added on another 25 laps, but they don't let you change tires unless you absolutely need to. So far, besides 2 cautions, this race has gone by very quickly, as we're only 22 minutes into it right now.
Yeah, very, very clean race. We've had a lot of good battles. I mean, the Modified to Mayhem race was the most caution-filled race of the weekend. So, you see 2 cautions here. Not too bad. You got Gabe Brown out front, Mike Hopkins, then you got John Boland, Casey Roderick, you got Spencer Davis. That's your top 5, and the biggest mover so far right now, Connor Jones up front spots.
Yeah, the biggest climber is the driver of that 44. Tristan McKee might be the biggest free faller besides what happened to Keelan Harvick in his crash. Keelan Harvick out of it. Tristan McKee is in 22nd. He is now gone about 4 laps down. He's fell back to 22nd. At one time, he was battling up there in the front.
Yeah, he was battling for that 4th position. And, that wreck come out, and I'm not sure if he got called up with it or what, but lost 16 spots. Keelan Harvick lost 16 spots. Ryan Phipps, another guy, Wesley Outland. Tough break for him. I mean, he was battling for that win. And him and Klein get together, and that's all it takes is the right front to get broke, and you're done.
As the time is running out here, and by the way, I just want to emphasize on that. You mentioned it. We will be looking at 20 to go. We still got 45 laps remaining in this race right now.
Yeah, 20 laps to go. It'd be interesting, but at the same time, you still got another 45 to go. And these guys, you got to figure out what to do more of. If you're Hopkins and Boland, you're coming up on lap traffic with Brown, but you got to also remember you don't have those tires, so you got to also save. So at the same time, there's a lot of different strategies, there's a lot of different factors, there's a lot of different common denominators that come into it. If you're Hopkins and Boland, use the lap traffic as a pick. But if you're Boland, you still got to race Hopkins to get around him, but you also got to remember you got to race down Brown as well.
And time running out now as there goes John Boland back in that. I'm sorry, yeah. Jet Nolan back to 14th. Another driver that we saw struggle at one time looked good. John Boland up to 3rd as he sets his sights on Mike Hopkins. The leader is still Gabe Brown. There he is. Gabe Brown in the 47 car as the time is heading to that new stretch of the race. Remember, normally it's a 100 lapper. Now it's 125 lap. Gabe Brown Racing continuing to lead the way. Another Northeast competitor from Conway, New Hampshire, looking good in the 47, battling another new main driver of Hopkins. And then it's the South, the John Boland from Jasper. George's Roderick, George's Davis in the top 5 right now as we head to lap number 88.
Yeah, and you're Brown, you gotta be patient, but you don't want to be too patient. As you see him, he's focused, live and in action, but he's also got to look out his rearview mirror because he's got the 15 and the 2 right there with him, so he can't make too many mistakes. He's gotta go, but not go too hard either.
I think I said Conway, New Hampshire. It's actually Center Conway, New Hampshire. Herman, Maine, right behind him with Brown and Hopkins, and Alabama's Boland, John Boling, as we close in on what would be 10 laps to go in the Snowflake is only 35 remaining next time by when they come to the line. That is something to consider. The handling, the tires. Going to the end of this one now.
I think trying to stay alive here in that 47 machine. Trying to not go a lap down.
Time running out here at the Derby and the Snowflake, and right now Gabe Brown's still leading. Still in front, Gabe Brown, Mike Hopkins, John Bolin. We don't see really anything else happening right now except that battle between the leaders fighting through lap traffic as the blue 47 of Snowball Derby winner last year, Caden Honeycutt, goes a lap down. Unbelievable. This is in 29th. Multiple laps down, might I add.
Yeah, you see Hopkins, he's getting passed by Bolin. Bolin playing his tracks, but Hopkins has got that outside line. We know we said it wasn't for Bellin, but we've seen a lot of passing up there tonight. But the team of Bolin's going to try to clear him here off of turn number 4, and he's going to do just that. He's going to clear that number 15 machine.
Look at this now, the 1 and the 51 battling. That's in the midway through the pack. That, of course, is Cody Brinson and Jace Hell. All this going on. As you would be heading to the finish line of this race with down 3 to go at the line. However, 27 to go at the line. As Gabe Brown leading, but right now battle for second. John Bolin, Mike Hopkins, they go at it. Maine and Alabama door to door in 3.
Hopkins trying to use that outside line to make something work. Just get taken up and work. Bolin going to propel again, but here comes Hopkins once again back on the outside of that number 15 machine. Can Hopkins make something work as he's going to dive it off in there? Gabe Brown is gone.
Gabe Brown has got about a 2-second lead over John Bolin as we close in on 25 laps to go now. This would be the end of the Snowflake if it was 100 laps in years past. However, there's still 25 to go. Don't forget tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time coverage of the Snowball Derby. It is presented by Zach's Lawn Care from the virtual Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola. We come on the air tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to put the logo up on the screen. Also, the next event, which will be next Sunday night after Christmas, it is the Christmas Clash. I just saw it pop up on the screen. You want to throw it up there again, Cody? You can. That's going to be a really cool event. Coming up, we're doing it again at Langley. It mimics Carteret County Speedway's December event.
Yeah, that's always been fun, and we actually just got everything set up for tonight. Here's another big event we're doing, Wesley Outland.
Yeah, I can't see all of it. It's the graphics are cut in half, but it is the New Year's Bash. There it is, the second annual New Year's Bash. And that is the race that mimics Dillon Motor Speedway's big event in January. The New Year's Bash will be held at, I believe it's New Smyrna Speedway, ain't it? Ain't that where we have it at?
Yes, sir. So that's going to be cool as well. So a lot of big races
coming up.
Also, got a little graphic we can put up here. There's what's coming up next on Elevated TV.
the race tomorrow night, but then we're taking off for the month, for the week for Christmas, obviously, right? I mean, you're taking off for a couple of weeks, actually.
Yep, we don't come. The next race on Elevated will be December 28th for the Christmas Clash, and then the next race after that would be the New Year's Bash, but Wesley's got a couple other obligations, so we're kind of pushing it back another week. So it'll probably be about the third week of January. But before that, we got the Honky Tonkin' Twin 25s for the Rolling Thunder iRacing Series at Nashville Fairgrounds for Twin 25 Legends on the menu. So that's going to be fun as well.
Honky Tonkin'. He said it's the Honky Tonkin' Legends, everybody.
Honky Tonkin' Twin 25s.
Oh. I got my long sideburns and my hair slicked back, coming to your town in my pink Cadillac. All right, I'm going to stop. There it is, the Honky Tonkin' 125 at Nashville. That's really funny. That works out perfectly. As we go to the end of this one. Hey, by the way, don't forget Community Radio Network coverage tomorrow, 12 noon. It is the 78th annual East-West All-Star Game from Greensboro, Jameson Stadium. Kickoff, pregame at 12 noon, kickoff at 1. And then remember, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, the Pro Late models are on the track now. The Super Late models run tomorrow night for 300 laps. The commencement of the second annual iRacing Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care. And while we close in on this one, look at the domination of Gabe Brown. He continues to impress and stay out in front. The man from Center Conway, New Hampshire, is moving in to the final 10 laps next time by and looking to join as a victory of the virtual Snowball Derby world there, Cody.
Yeah, Casey Johnson won this race last year, didn't enter this year, so we knew we were going to have a new winner this year, and it looks like it's going to be Gabe Brown in that 47, unless Casey Roderick can catch him. It doesn't look like Casey Roderick's going to get to him. Mike Hopkins has fallen back. John Bolin has caught them as well, so Gabe Brown just running away with this one as he's almost opened a 5-second lead.
Under 10 remaining. As the laps continue to tick away here. Pretty much a stalemate as this one comes to an end. We watch Brown continuing to dominate as the laps trickle to the finish. It is Roderick now trying to cut him within that 4-second gap, but it's still a long ways back as time is running out here.
5 laps to go. Does anybody have anything for Summers? I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't see how there is any way you can even say that. Write the check to anybody else but the man out of Center Conway, New Hampshire, Gabe Brown right now from the Northeast, battling all these guys as we move down to the finish of this one. Under 5 remaining. 2 miles left here at Five Flags Speedway here in the Snowflake 125. And Cody, if you need a late race caution, you want to get one, you better get one now if you want to get a shot to go after Gabe Brown, because he's in another world.
Yeah, he's definitely in another world. He's trucking. He's along for the races. I mean, nobody's got anything for that, the 30, 47. I highly doubt it.
Not only, as they come to 2 to go at the line, not only has Gabe Brown took the lead, he has pulled away from the leaders. He is in his own world battling lap traffic as they come off of turn number 4. W Energy white flag waves. 1 to go. Joining Casey Johnson adding on an extra 25 laps to the docket this year. Your second annual iRacing Snowball Derby Snowflake winner is Center Conway, New Hampshire's Gabe Brown in 47. Nobody, and I mean nobody, could catch this guy in 36 minutes. Casey Roderick, the pole man, will climb back to second. Mike Hopkins from Herman, Maine, will settle for third. There he is in his Toyota, followed by John Bowling, Jasper, Alabama, and Georgia's Stephen Davis, the top five. They all come down to the pit lane. What a job, Gabe Brown winning the Snowflake.
Yeah, I mean, he got on that late race restart. He just blew the doors off of Casey Roderick and Mike Hopkins, got around them and never looked back. I mean, he had almost a 5-second lead at one point in the race. I mean, that's just pure domination. I mean, especially at a track like this. I mean, you can't ask for nothing no better.
I mean, Gabe Brown just in a totally different world, ladies and gentlemen. Once he got around those cars, he never looked back. Sheer domination by the number 47. Casey Roderick will settle for second position. Mike Hopkins third. John Bolin, Spencer Davis, your top five. As we mentioned, also TJ DeCare, Aiden Potter, Stephen Nassy, the real Snowball Derby winner, and a former winner of the Snowflake in the top 10 and 8th. Cody Brinson, Casey Klein right now will finish in the top 10 there, Cody.
Yeah, Jimmy Renford Jr., Jace Hale, Connor Jones, Cole Butcher, and good job to JP Crabtree. After starting dead last, worked his way up to 15th. So big props to him, 14 spots up. DJ Shaw, Rafe Slate, Jet Noling, Jade Avedisian, and Cole Roby round out your top 20 there. Nicholas Snoggle, Tristan McKee, Ryan Phipps, Gage Gilby, Chase Bergerson, Jake Fentz, and Chase Bergerson, one of them guys that Keelan Harvick got into each other with. So rebounding there for top 25, Jake Finch, Dustin Smith, Brandon Lopez, Caden Honeycutt, and last car, Keelan Harvick.
Ironically, Keelan Harvick, who dominated and won the Snowflake 125 at about 2:30 o'clock. Yeah, sorry about that. My damn mic was going away. About 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time in the real Snowflake 125 of this year on a, Saturday, Sunday morning early, crashing into the virtual start of things, involved in a big wreck there with Nicholas Noggle, and never recovered as he had to finish back in the back of the finishing order. There it is, your Blue Line Soft Wash race information. Cautions, only one caution, 4 caution laps, 4 lead changes. I believe there was 2 yellow flags. I think there was 2 cautions. No, 1 caution. That was the big wreck that we talked about. My goodness, 1 yellow flag. Cody, I'll take it. In a race done in 35 minutes as well for 125 laps. And I'll be honest, I thought the extra 25 laps just gave the race more character than what that race already is of the past.
Yeah, and it definitely does. I mean, the 1 caution spiced things up, but I think tomorrow you're going to see a lot more. I mean, the guys tomorrow, they get 4 sets of tires and they get 2 fast repairs, whereas these guys got 1 fast repair and no tires. So there's a lot of characteristics. You're probably going to see pit stops under cautions. You're going to see, all kinds of different things. That's going to come into play tomorrow night. So where you usually run this race at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're racing at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So it's going to be dark, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think I can wait.
It's going to be a good one as the field of cars have been set. 30 cars locked in for 300 laps. 300 laps. At the greatest spectacle, of course, the world's greatest race, short track race in America, as Robbie Harvey calls it, the Snowball Derby. We will do it again tomorrow. Presented by iRacing and Zach's Lawn Care here at Five Flags Speedway. Want to remind you again, tomorrow we go live on the air at about 7:50. I think Cody will with pre-roll. We're looking to drop the green flag at 8 o'clock. or at least starting lineups at 8 o'clock. Green flag immediately after tomorrow night here on the Elevated and CRN broadcast networks. By the way, if you're listening on CRN, don't forget tomorrow, a big day on CRN as well, the final football broadcast of the year. It'll be the 78th annual North Carolina Coaches Association East-West All-Star football game from Jameson Stadium at Joe Franks Field in Greensboro. G-Town pregame at All-State, pregame kickoff at 1 o'clock. The game will start at 1 p.m. Join myself, Alan Dietz, in the booth for color analyst commentary tomorrow on the radio. We've also got Braxton Cutchin, Kevin Stump, and Bree Ramey on the broadcast crew for tomorrow afternoon. Pregame at 12, kickoff at 1 o'clock. And then tomorrow night, Cody Deemers, maybe we can bring in Braxton DeWeese or somebody else, a guest, Chris Hooks, I don't know. Maybe they can join us with coverage of the second annual Iracing Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care. All of that is tomorrow on your Elevated and CRN broadcast networks. Cody, your final take of tonight, buddy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to get a hot shower. I'm about to shave. I'm going to bed. I got to get up early in the morning for football. I'll see you tomorrow night for the Derby.
Yes, sir. I'm about ready to. I'm about butchered out too. We've been going since 8 o'clock, and I've been going since about 10 this morning. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get us a broadcast crew so it's not just me and you, and I can focus more on production. And I'm gonna do my best and see if I can't work something out. But all in all, me and you'll both be here, and it's gonna be a good one for tomorrow night.
Well, it should be a good one, and of course, we look forward to bringing it to you tomorrow night. Again, pre-air around 7:45, 7:50. Race green flag at 8 o'clock, right here from the virtual Five Flags Speedway in the panhandle of Pensacola, Florida. Even on iRacing, it looks like the real deal in Pensacola at Five Flags Speedway's famed half mile. And we're ready to watch what these guys do tomorrow night in the second annual edition of the Snowball Derby presented by Zach's Lawn Care. For everybody at Elevated and CRN, for Cody Deemers, I'm Wesley Outland. Good night. Get a good night's rest. Merry Christmas. Oh, a big present tomorrow night. The race for the virtual Tom Dawson Trophy. The second annual Snowball Derby. iRacing tomorrow. Good evening from Pensacola. Congratulations to Gabe Brown, the winner tonight of the preliminary Saturday Snowflake 125. Until tomorrow night, God bless and thank you for watching. This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Elevated Broadcasting. Elevated TV would like to thank all of our fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.